In 2023, I designed an alleyway garden at the RHS Tatton Park Flower Show. Now, after the show, I relocated it here to Moss Side in Manchester. It's been a while since I've been here because I've been away traveling. So, I'm really excited to go and take a look and see how well the garden is doing. Let's get going. Now, just like any alley, this might not be the perfect entrance, but I'm hoping that as I get further down, we are going to be wowed by some of the flowers. Now, one thing I'm going to be looking out for as I'm walking through is the planting. When I designed the planting plan, I really focused in on having some perennial plants. In fact, this garden was mostly, almost 90% perennial. The goal was to ensure that the community didn't have to spend too much money on plants. So let's walk down and see if that is the case. Welcome to Cloudy Alley. Now, after the relocation, I helped to mentor the community for just under a year. And just look at all of these blooms. The garden is looking better than ever. This is just the very first section because there's actually 50 more meters or so of garden to go. And it all looks stunning. One of the most contentious issues when it comes to alleys are the bins. And so I came up with a solution, and that was to create this wonderful bin shed with a green roof. And actually the planting along here is all evergreen. The goal is that even in winter you could come outside, do the bins, but also get to see a little bit of greenery. And it's doing pretty well. Now, for those of you who watch my flower show series, whenever I talk to designers, they always mention seasonality. By having evergreen plants in your planting plan, it means that you can use that garden all year round. So even in winter, that garden will still look great. When I designed the garden, I didn't just think about evergreens, I thought about colour. And boy, does this garden pack in colour. But there are also edible moments in this garden too. Along the garden there are troughs, there are veg trucks, also that the community can grow their own food. But one of my favourite ways of bringing edibles in is to create a mini orchard. If you take a look at some of these whiskey barrels, you'll see that actually we've got a mini orchard here. So these trees are actually apple trees. And it just goes to show that even in an urban environment like this, you can still grow plenty of fruit. The great thing about growing fruit trees is in spring you get all of those fantastic blooms. And then of course in summer you get a fantastic harvest. Another plant that I absolutely love in these urban spaces are strawberries because they are so unbothered. It takes a lot to get rid of them. Speaking of unbothered, another of my favourite plants are grapevines. And look at this one. My goodness. Everywhere I turn, I am filled with joy just looking at how this garden is progressing. This veg truck is bursting with tomatoes. Look at this. I reckon I could come back here in about a month's time and there will be so much fruit, they probably won't know what to do with it. Oh, hi Gemma. Looks like you are hard at work here.
Yeah, just having a bit of a tidy up, doing a bit of deadheading.
Well, it's looking great. Now, word on the street is that you've been helping out quite a lot with some of the planting here on the garden. What's been your favourite bit so far?
Oh gosh, hard to say what a favourite is. I just absolutely love all of it. Really pleased with the wisteria this year. It's been the first time it's flowered, so that's been a real treat. And I'd say the fig tree at the end is looking really good this year as well. Got so many figs on it already.
I know, it's looking so productive, I can't believe it.
Yeah, they almost look like they're going to be ripe any minute. It's amazing.
Now, talk to me about the pond, because I've heard that there's a special visitor in this pond.
Yes, we're quite excited. We have at least one tadpole.
Or one single tadpole.
Well, I mean, it's hard to tell them apart. I don't know if you've ever tried. But no, I bought a few tadpoles over on the train from my mum's house in East Yorkshire. And we've been sort of obsessively watching them since. But yeah, they're growing huge. You can see legs on them now. Little back legs are growing. So,
oh wow!
Yeah.
Listen, I cannot believe that I'm crying now. I can't believe that there are frogs here in Moss Side. Listen, I don't want to get labelled as cloud gardener, the person who's responsible for this invasive frog epidemic here in Moss Side.
I mean, they're not going to be invasive, surely.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Right, guys, this is it. I am incriminating you guys into this now as well. So if I go down, I'm taking you all with me. When we're looking at the alley, which side of the alley gets the most sun?
So this side, this way, is literally south facing, so it's pretty much full sun, whereas this side does get quite a lot of shade. A little bit of evening sun, but it's mostly quite shaded.
Perfect. And what about watering? Have you managed to solve the watering crisis?
Well, luckily Yasmin has a hose now, and that has made such a difference because this spring has been so dry. We've been watering pretty much most days this spring. It's been a lot of work, but I think it's well worth it. The garden's just looking, it doesn't look like a springtime garden. It looks like we're in full summer. Right,
and then down this end, I'm looking at the clematis. That is in full bloom this year.
Yeah, it's looking good.
So Gemma, the clematis is looking really great this year. What have you done to it?
Well, basically we've pinned it up against a trellis because it wasn't supported before, so it was just kind of growing into a little bit of a mound. So now it's up and tied back. I think it can sort of spread out and get the sun a little bit more, and it's looking really good for it. It's flowering beautifully.
It really is. It's gorgeous. And this wasn't actually from Tatton, was it? This was here originally.
Yeah, I think we've had this clematis for a while actually. Yeah. It's just really sort of
this year
bloomed this year. Yeah. And it's nice because we've got like a bit of a purple theme with the geraniums, the verbena, the wallflower.
It's very purple.
It's very purple this end, but no, it's good. It's good. Harmonious.
Beautiful. And what's going on down here?
So these clematis, these were from Tatton, and they were struggling a little bit at the end of last year, but they do seem to be bouncing back quite nicely now.
I mean, it's got a little bit of wear and tear, but for the most part, it's really bounced back. But what really interests me is this snapdragon. I remember planting this at Tatton.
Yep.
And 3 years later, here we go.
Going.
Look at this.
I know, leaning halfway out into the alleyway, but still going strong.
Yep. It looks to me like it probably hasn't had enough sun here, so it looks like it's reaching right out. But look at it, it's thick. It's like a tree.
It's woody. But
wow.
Obviously it's happy.
You see, I think that's a top tip. Most people will throw these things away, but actually, given the chance, they really will bounce back.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's flowering well, so we'll probably get loads of seeds off it as well.
Phenomenal. Okay, let's see what else we can find. Now, I spy some more snapdragons over there, and I remember planting those down there. So are these one of the plants that have been split and moved?
I think those snapdragons have been in situ, but there is a penstemon hiding at the back that we split from the
second clematis.
Yeah, if you can see anything behind the massive hollyhock that's going on there.
Now, I distinctly do not remember planting that, so I'm guessing this is a new acquisition.
Yes. Well, the Crocosmia had taken over a little bit. We decided to thin that out a little bit. Put a little hollyhock in, and
it's not so little.
No, it's really surprised us with how much it's grown in literally a few weeks.
It is unnecessarily big. That's a beast.
Yeah.
I think with these, they self-seed so much. I think you will end up having a whole forest of these things next year.
Yeah.
Now, it's looking like the GMs are doing well this year.
Yeah, they're looking great, and yeah, they're just so pretty, and they flower like for ages as well. So
perfect.
Do enjoy them.
But I think my favourite part has to be the delphiniums. The fact that all of the delphiniums have come back this year.
Yeah, we're really, really pleased with those. They've done a really, really good show so far as well.
Wow.
The bees love them as well.
And so, in terms of maintenance, did you just give them a little chop at the end of the year, and they've just bounced back?
Yeah, everything was cut down. We did put some mulch around it because we were worried about the slugs when they started coming through in spring. But no, they've done really, really well.
As a garden designer, I'm so proud of how this garden has done, but more proud of how the community have taken ownership of this space, and now the garden's creating its very own stories. But these gardens are difficult to manage, so I spoke to Yasmin to find out more. Yes, it's been 2 years since the Tatton Park Flower Show and the subsequent relocation of that garden to here. How has it been?
I mean, you can see it's been absolutely incredible. Things have really flourished and have been looking really good and really tidy and full. And I think we've made lots of progress on things like engagement and just getting more people involved and getting people outside, which has always been the biggest struggle in a community project, like we've spoken about loads before. It's always hard to get people not only engaged to garden, but just enjoying the space and using it. And we've definitely seen an uptick in that. And the kind of glorious weather we had for the past few weeks has really helped get people out and about, and it's been really nice.
Well, talk to me about some of the challenges of actually getting people out. What are the lengths that you have to go to get that engagement?
A lot of I go far. No, so I think it's a mixture of things, and different people react in different ways, and I think it's really important for people to remember here in Moss Side we have massive language barriers because there's so many communities living on one street, and so how do we come together to be like one community? And so we do lots of things written, so WhatsApps and kind of post letters through people's doors, but also making sure that when we see people we talk to them, because some people might not be able to read or write English very well, but they may be able to speak, or they may be able to see us in the space and engage in that way and use body language. So we just really try to catch people wherever we can and remind them the space is open and for them. And I've actually met like 3 or 4 new people in the past couple of weeks just being out here.
Amazing. So how many people is it all together now who contribute to the garden?
I'd say, especially when the weather's nice, which makes a big difference. We're all a bit of fair weather gardeners. I think I've seen probably about 15 different households out, which is equivalent to almost one whole side of the street, which is an incredible amount of people out at any given time.
And before the relocation from Tatton, you were gardening out here. So how many houses were participating then before the relocation?
I think before that the maximum we had ever seen was about 10, so we've gone up at least 50%, but 10 was our absolute max, so we kind of only have like 4 to 5 most of the time. So we've definitely seen an increase, and I think it is part of the space just looking so full and so used, and we don't have those little dead zones we had before where one area would be really nice and then it would be like really not nice, and that's kind of all a bit more cohesive now.
Now, speaking of full, I have noticed it is almost bursting at the seams here. I'm guessing, from what I can see, not much has had to be bought this year.
No, definitely not.
Because I can't see any space to put anything in.
Which makes going to the garden centre way less fun when you know you don't have space for it. We have bought a few things here and there, and we've split things from Tatton that are now like massive and really needed to be spread out. So ultimately it's like a cost saving exercise for us. Like, it's been really nice, but also so much stuff is self-seeded. And so we've been able to kind of reuse the space in loads of different ways. And like you'll see, a lot of things don't look like they look to Tatton. The color schemes aren't quite the same. And that's just how things have been split and moved around. But it still looks pretty great.
It still looks really full. Speaking of costs, how do you go about managing the finances for a project like this?
It's really challenging because some alleyways choose to have kind of an official like board and an official group of people who run things and manage books, and they have a bank account and stuff like that. We don't choose to do that. We're a little bit more relaxed, and we just like to see things go as they go. So our finances are managed by a Monzo pot I have, and I just kind of keep the money in there when we do get money through, or we've done fundraisers and things like that. We just keep it separate and manage it that way. We've gotten a bit of council funding again, nice. So that's always helpful. But we kind of try to not manage too much money at once either, because as you can see, we don't need a lot, and so we don't need money for the sake of it. We'd rather money go to new alleyways or people who really need the help, and we just get what we need to get by.
I think that's a really great thing there, that you don't have to take all of that money when you simply just don't need it.
Yeah.
Now, what is the plan for the future? What would you like to see in this space over the next year or so?
I think honestly it's just more people using the space day to day, and that has increased, but I'd love to see like at least 75% of the community out here using it, and maybe that's really ambitious, I don't know, but it's something I'd really like to see, and it feels really good. Like the other day I came out on a really nice sunny day and I saw like 4 or 5 families outside, and I was like, this is really nice, like this is what it's all about, like this is why we do it, and it's that place where people feel safe with their families and their kids, and they can just be outside and enjoy it. So honestly, our goal is to just keep things ticking along, looking good, but really just encouraging people to get out here.
I think what impresses me most is 2 years on, both Gemma and Yasmin have worked overtime to make this what it is. By including them in the design, it's kind of given them back ownership of the space, and they have taken that and just run with it. And I'm really, really proud of what they've managed to achieve, and the fact that they are still going to this day. I think for me, this is living proof that actually, if we make green spaces in the city, people will respond and will also take the time to look after and maintain it. I hope you've enjoyed this, and hopefully I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye!